Sun Xiaosheng traverses into the world of Journey to the West, transforming into Sun Wukong. He refuses to be merely a tool for acquiring scriptures, vowing never to cause chaos in the heavenly palace. Neo Mo Wang. Brother, let us ascend to the heavens and divide the three realms. Sun Xiaosheng. How dare you show disrespect to the heavenly palace? I sever all ties with you. System. Refusal to cause chaos in the heavenly palace for the first time. Reward. The primordial treasure, the soul-devouring spear. Jade Emperor. Why hasn't that monkey come to disturb the heavenly palace? The West has urged us thrice. Deities, your majesty, that Sun Wukong has already attained sainthood. We must ensure he does not arrive. Chapter 1. The rebellion system activates. I shall not disturb the heavenly palace. Brother, today my 7 brothers shall swear brotherhood. Why not seize this opportunity to storm the heavenly palace and annihilate the Jade Emperor? Sun Xiaosheng gazes at the impassioned Neo Mo Wang, utterly bewildered. What is happening? Have I crossed over? Sun Xiaosheng surveys his surroundings. Besides Neo Mo Wang, seated are Jiao Mo Wang, Peng Mo Wang, Shituo Wang, Miho Wang, and Yuran Wang. Nearby are unburnt candles and yellow paper, indicating they have just completed their oath. After a moment of confusion, Sun Xiaosheng suddenly realizes he has become Sun Wukong, and not just any version, but the one who has just returned from the East Sea Dragon Palace with the Rui Jingubang. He surmises that the East Sea Dragon King has already reported to the Heavenly Palace, and the Jade Emperor is preparing to punish him. What the predicament? Sun Xiaosheng has no desire to wreak havoc in the Heavenly Palace. According to the narrative, causing chaos would lead to his entrapment beneath the 5 Elements mountain, ultimately forcing him into servitude for the Buddhist order. Sun Xiaosheng lets out a bitter smile. Whether by fate or divine will, he shares the surname Sun, and his father, a fervent admirer of Journey to the West, named him Xiaosheng. He never imagined that one day he would truly become Sun Wukong. From a young age, Sun Xiaosheng idolized Sun Wukong. The Monkey King was the embodiment of a superhero in a child's eyes. Yet, as he matured, he began to perceive Sun Wukong as a tragic figure. The narrative of Journey to the West is intricate, and the role played by Sun Wukong is merely that of a pawn, manipulated by others. He is a stubborn rock from the north, parentless and rebellious. He roams the world, failing to uphold righteousness, instead creating chaos and overturning order. He storms the Dragon Palace, seizing the magical staff and trampling the 4 seas. He disrupts the underworld. Disregarding the sanctity of life and the established rules, he causes turmoil in the heavenly palace, scornfully defying the laws of heaven and earth. Yet, heaven, in its boundless mercy, bestowed upon him the position of the stable master, hoping he would cultivate himself. However, he, oblivious to the circumstances, disrupts the peach banquet, straying from the righteous path and accumulating grave sins. The wrath of heaven ensues, subjecting him to the 8 trigrams cauldron. Later, the Buddha, with immeasurable powers, subdued him beneath the 5 Elements mountain. In a display of boundless compassion, the Buddha, disregarding past grievances, allowed him to serve the monk Xuanzang on his journey to the West to seek the true scriptures and liberate all beings. 500 years later, in a state of guilt-ridden servitude, he perceives his obstinate self as an adversary, striking it down in a frenzy, yearning for rebirth. He sheds his resentment, lays down his weapons, and embraces the Buddhist path, obedient as a dog. Sun Xiaosheng chuckled to himself, for he had traversed into the world of Journey to the West, not to serve the Buddhist sect as a mere dog. Since the rebellion in heaven marked the commencement of the journey, would it not suffice for him to simply refrain from causing any uproar? Remaining as the king of Flower and Fruit Mountain, is that not delightful? Regardless, he resolutely refused to disturb heaven. He would not do so even at the cost of his life. Ding! The host has activated the rebellion system. As long as the host declines to create chaos in heaven, substantial rewards will be bestowed. Here it comes. The quintessential accompaniment for a transmigrator has arrived. Sun Xiaosheng was overjoyed. The notion that he could earn generous rewards simply by refusing to cause turmoil in heaven was perfectly aligned with his desires. All he needed to do was endure, bide his time until the conclusion of the journey, until the Buddhist sect and heaven crumbled. By the time his strength was formidable enough to overpower all, he would create chaos in heaven. And then, let us see who could possibly stand in his way. Brother, what do you think of Elder Brother's proposal? The hideous, dark head of the bull demon king swayed before Sun Xiaosheng. This fellow was nothing short of a traitor among the demon race. Unlike the primordial era, the demon race in the journey to the west was not reduced to being bullied by all. Yet, the bold demon king thrived, having enjoyed the pleasures of the world without ever facing punishment. This alone sufficed to indicate that he had connections within heaven. This fellow was fully aware that causing chaos in heaven was a dead end, yet he still incited Sun Wukong to do so. His intentions were clearly nefarious. Create chaos in heaven? How ludicrous! Halt! You wretched bull, do not disturb my thoughts. Should you utter such words again, I shall sever all ties with you. My loyalty to heaven is as evident as the sun and moon. Sun Xiaosheng raised his fist to the heavens, his demeanor exceedingly respectful. Upon hearing this, the bull demon king was left bewildered. What was happening? Had Sun Wukong lost his mind? Brother, you jest with me, do you not? Loyal to heaven, yet you dared to raid the dragon palace in the East Sea for the sea-calming needle. The bold demon king scoffed. How hypocritical, seeking to maintain a facade, while Sun Wukong's skin was thicker than city walls. Do not speak nonsense that was merely a borrowing. Just a trifling postnatal treasure. I have no desire for it, and I shall return it to the East Sea. With that, Sun Xiaosheng retrieved the golden cudgel from his ear, wielding it like a javelin, and hurled it out of the water-curtained cave. Once outside, the lost golden cudgel immediately expanded tremendously. In the blink of an eye, it resembled a pillar supporting the heavens, instantly overshadowing the skies above Flower and Fruit Mountain. Yet, in mere moments, it continued its relentless journey towards the East Sea. Brother, have you lost your senses? The sea-calming needle is a postnatal treasure, a relic from ancient times. Are you truly willing to part with it? The bold demon king was astounded. Even as a postnatal treasure, the golden cudgel was exceptionally rare among such artifacts. Sun Xiaosheng's abandonment was so resolute that even the bull demon king felt a twinge of sympathy. Ancient relic? Nonsense. Sun Xiaosheng scoffed dismissively, continuing, it is nothing more than a piece of broken iron left behind by Diyu during his flood control efforts, used merely to measure water levels. Can size alone make it a treasure? My indestructible Vajra is far sturdier than this. Such a worthless artifact would only serve to limit my capabilities. A worthless treasure, it is better off without. Sun Xiaosheng contemptuously referred to the Rui Jingu Bang as mere refuse, his face adorned with a palpable disdain that was clearly genuine. The bold demon king smirked, having genuinely taken Sun Xiaosheng's words to heart. However, if Sun Xiaosheng returned the Rui Jingu Bang to the Dragon King of the East Sea, how would the Dragon King proceed to the heavenly court to lodge a complaint? Without a pretext, how could Sun Xiaosheng create chaos in the heavenly palace? Contemplating this, the bull demon king's face contorted in agitation. Brother, do you truly wish to squander your extraordinary abilities as the Monkey King of Huagua Mountain? A man's ambitions should stretch far and wide, striving for accomplishments and prestige. Have you given no thought to what your elder brother has advised? The bold demon king remained undeterred, attempting to approach the matter indirectly. Begone, bold demon king, dare you spread your insidious words here. From this moment forth, I, Sun Wukong, no longer acknowledge you as my brother. You are no longer my kin. Depart from Huagua Mountain, or else do not blame me for forgetting our past camaraderie. Sun Xiaosheng bellowed, startling the myriad beasts within the water-curtained cave. The bold demon king stared blankly at Sun Xiaosheng, utterly perplexed by the sudden turn of his thoughts. He had assumed he could easily manipulate the Monkey King, only to find that Sun Xiaosheng had become a staunch ally of the heavenly court. Unbelievable. It was simply astounding. Observing the bull demon king's bewilderment, Sun Xiaosheng couldn't help but smirk inwardly. Had he not been privy to the unfolding narrative, he might have indeed fallen for the bull demon king's ploy. Fortunately, he possessed foresight. Ding. The host has successfully declined the opportunity to wreak havoc in the heavenly palace. Rewards. Innate demon god root foot. Reward. 9 transformations of profound art. Reward. 100,000 merits. Reward. Chaos innate supreme treasure. The god-slaying spear, the weapon wielded by Luo Ho, the foremost demonic artifact beneath the 4 great innate treasures. Chapter 2. A twist at Huagua Mountain. The system rewards have been credited. Sun Xiaosheng gazed at the bountiful rewards, his heart swelling with elation. What he had not anticipated was that the first reward bestowed by the system was the innate demon god root foot. This was a treasure of limited caliber, rivaling only the chaos demon god root foot, akin to the authentic bloodline of the primordial Pangu. In essence, it conferred near-invincible aptitude. Henceforth, even if Sun Xiaosheng were to become negligent in his cultivation, he would inevitably attain sainthood in due course. Such was the harsh reality of the Hongwang world's superior aptitude always held an edge over inferior talent. There was no denying it. Turning his attention to the other rewards, the 9 transformations of profound art, a body-tempering technique conceived by the primordial Pangu, empowered the 12 ancestors of sorcery to achieve formidable physical forms, towering to immense heights. In comparison, the 72 transformations seemed trivial. The Erlang Shun practiced the 9 transformations of profound art, and even with Sun Wukong consuming a plethora of 9 transformations golden pills, he barely managed to contend equally with Erlang Shun. This clearly illustrated the formidable nature of the 9 transformations of profound art. Lastly was the God-slaying spear, a weapon forged from the accumulated impurities of the world, capable of destroying any true form beneath the level of a sage, should they lack the protection of merit. Regrettably, during the battle between Luo Ho and Hong Jun, Luo Ho fell, and the God-slaying spear was damaged and lost. Nevertheless, even a damaged, God-slaying spear could not be compared to ordinary innate treasures. Only the 4 great innate treasures could stand against it. It was astonishing that the system had procured the God-slaying spear and awarded it to Sun Xiaozheng.as for merit. It is even more comprehensible to achieve the great way. One must possess merit. Within the realm of the antagonistic system, merit can be exchanged for primordial energy, unparalleled techniques, spiritual treasures, and elixirs. It can even restore the damaged God-slaying spear. However, the God-slaying spear is a supreme innate treasure, and the merit required for its restoration is undoubtedly astronomical. With the current merit points of Sun Xiaosheng, it is likely insufficient even to serve as a mere filler for the spear. Though regretful, one must set it aside for the time being. According to the Journey to the West narrative, when Sun Wukong was first born, he possessed innate divine strength and numerous supernatural abilities, including the Eye of Insight. However, due to mistakenly consuming worldly fire, he lost these powers. Later, he was cast into the 8 trigrams furnace, where the true Samadhi fire transformed him into a second-rate golden eye. Although Sun Xiaosheng has yet to endure the tribulations of the 8 trigrams furnace, his current realm is far from that of a true immortal. Let alone contend with the Tathagata, even the unrestrained Erlang Shun would be a formidable foe for him. I cannot delay any longer, I must diligently cultivate. Sun Xiaosheng cast a glance at the Bull Demon King, who still lingered in his water curtain cave. Bull Demon King, we are no longer brothers. I implore you to leave Flower Fruit Mountain at once. Sun Xiaosheng showed no leniency, issuing an outright eviction. This foolish yet malevolent black bull would undoubtedly bring calamity if allowed to remain. His reluctance to confront the Bull Demon King was not out of fear of the beast itself, but rather caution regarding the formidable figure behind him. That individual was one he could not afford to provoke, at least not at this moment. Ah, dear brother. The Bull Demon King realized he had completely offended the Monkey King. It was already a sign of mercy that Sun Xiaosheng did not report him to the heavenly court. Naturally, he dared not utter more words. He clasped his fists towards Sun Xiaosheng, turned, and departed. Seeing the Bull Demon King suffer at the hands of Sun Xiaosheng, the other demons and beasts felt even more embarrassed to linger. They promptly took their leave, following the Bull Demon King away. Once the idle onlookers had departed, Sun Xiaosheng eagerly retreated into seclusion. Now possessing the legacy of the demon gods and the 9 turns profound art, with sufficient time, he would not only break through to sagehood, but surely ascend to the level of a quasi-saint. Currently, the sages reside in the Purple Cloud Palace, and the quasi-saint represents the pinnacle of combat power in the journey to the West world. Once Sun Xiaosheng achieves the quasi-saint status, he would roam the journey to the West realm unfettered, with none daring to impede him. Flower Fruit Mountain is inherently a blessed land, the ancestral site of the 10 continents and the 3 islands. It is a naturally formed gathering of spiritual energy. The Water Curtain Cave serves as the eye of this formation. To cultivate within it is to achieve results with half the effort. Possessing such excellent conditions, yet failing to utilize them, it is no wonder that Sun Wukong became a mere pawn of the Buddhist sect. Buddhism, the heavenly court, you wish to scheme against me, son? It shall not be so simple. The day I break through will mark the downfall of your Buddhist sect and the heavenly court. Sun Xiaosheng scoffed coldly, then closed the Water Curtain Cave. In the Lingxiao Treasure Hall, divine light illuminated the 33 heavens. The hall, resplendent in gold and jade, was enveloped in clouds and mist, with rich spiritual energy lingering for millennia, a veritable paradise in the primordial world. Upon the dragon throne, the Jade Emperor surveyed the virtuous scholars, his prosperous visage revealing no trace of anger. In his gaze, the Dragon King of the East Sea bowed deeply, his demeanor humble, undoubtedly reverent. Yet, a flicker of anger graced his countenance, as if he harbored resentment toward someone. Your Majesty, the Monkey King of Flowerfruit Mountain has intruded upon my dragon palace and plundered my treasures. Not even the ancient divine artifact, the sea-calming needle, was spared. I beseech your Majesty to grant justice to this old minister. Upon finishing, the Dragon King wept profusely, tears streaming down his face in a most poignant display. Oh, such a matter has arisen, the Jade Emperor responded, his tone laced with inquiry, yet his expression remained placid, as if this turn of events was entirely anticipated. Li Jing, your servant is here, responded the heavenly king of the pagoda, Li Jing. I command you to lead 100,000 celestial soldiers to apprehend the demon monkey. The Jade Emperor issued the order decisively, as this was all part of the plan and required no further contemplation. The boundless celestial tribulation heralded the ascendance of the Western sect. The karmic seeds sown during the Fengshen calamity were now ripe for harvest. It was time for restitution. With the rise of the Western sect, the Eastern sect would inevitably wane. This was the way of heaven, though the Jade Emperor was reluctant. He could not defy it. Yes, your Majesty. Li Jing bowed and prepared to depart. Hold on, King Li. An aged voice halted Li Jing's steps. He turned to find the speaker was the Lord of Daoshui Palace, the Supreme Old Lord. Oh Lord, what is it? Li Jing inquired, his tone exceedingly respectful. The Supreme Old Lord was the corporeal manifestation of Laozi, held in high esteem, commanding respect even from the Jade Emperor, let alone others. I have just calculated and discerned that a veil of mist has shrouded the east, obscuring even my vision. Your Majesty, perhaps we should summon the 1,000-mile Eye to investigate the situation in the East Sea. For I sense that under the celestial tribulation, what should have been a fixed fate of Flowerfruit Mountain has transformed into an uncertainty. With the Supreme Old Lord's pronouncement, the Jade Emperor could not dismiss it. Though he did not regard the Monkey King favorably, he begrudgingly acquiesced. Summon the 1,000-mile Eye. With this command, the 1,000-mile Eye entered the Grand Hall and, in the presence of the wise and martial sages, gazed out towards the East Sea. With but a glance, the 1,000-mile Eye was rendered speechless. He rubbed his eyes and looked again, this time in utter bewilderment. What do you see? The East Sea Dragon King, anxious, was startled by the 1,000-mile Eye's erratic demeanor. Your Majesty, the sea-calming needle remains undisturbed at the bottom of the East Sea, utterly motionless. At this revelation, the hall erupted in astonishment. Even the Jade Emperor raised an eyebrow, murmuring, celestial tribulation. Uncertainty.